So today it's going to be all about Ozempic and Mounjaro, something that's on all of our minds. And we are going to answer all of your questions. Right, Melissa?
Yep.
All right, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beauty by Jorge and Jorge's Mundo World on Facebook and Instagram, Beauty by Jorge. I'm here with a special guest. We are going to discuss all things Mounjaro and Ozempic. I'm here with my friend Melissa.
Hi.
How are you, Melissa?
Good. Glad to be here.
I am so happy that you are here with me to discuss this very important subject on weight loss using weight loss aid known as Ozempic for me
and Mounjaro for me.
So, Melissa, why? Why did you decide to use Mounjaro?
Because of life. No, I think that life is so fast. If you're from the DMV area, you know that it's very fast paced and you're always busy and you always have something to do. Mm-hmm. But in the middle of all of that, your eating habits are not where they should be, or healthy options, life, not getting enough sleep, et cetera, et cetera. But I also think for me personally, the reason why I got on Mounjaro was I had gained a lot of weight after grad school, after having a baby. And I was going to the gym here and there, but COVID happened, so everything shut down. Okay. But I also knew that I was at the borderline of being pre-diabetic.
Okay.
I had high blood pressure. My sugars were a little off, but I think that was the main reason why my doctor decided to put me on Mounjaro.
So your doctor suggested it, or you did the research for yourself and asked for it?
I knew nothing of it. Mm-hmm. My doctor prescribed it.
Okay. So my experience was I've always been on the heavier side, obese, and I really was very overweight. I had reached almost 300 pounds. In my past, I previously have had 2 gastric bypass surgeries. And not even that helped me with my weight loss. Now, I have something a little different. My story's a little different. I have a food addiction, really. And the reason why I gained so much weight and couldn't keep it off was because of that. And so my doctor had been suggesting that I take Ozempic for a long time. I had already had my 2 gastric bypass surgeries, but it didn't help me lose weight. And so I had regained all the weight pretty much. And she said, why don't we try Ozempic? It's a new weight loss drug. I think it's going to help you. And I had been telling her, no, I don't want to do anything else. I've tried every diet that there is. And I'm done. I'm tired. So pretty much she told me, try Ozempic. I had said, no, I don't want to try it. But then after about a year of my sugar levels being completely off the charts, I was gaining weight. I had no motivation to lose weight. I was like, well, I might as well try it. I've tried 2 weight loss surgeries. I've tried all kinds of dieting, protein diets, Nutrisystem. What's the other one? Herbalife.
Herbalife.
Remember the Herbalife? So I tried everything. And when I tried Ozempic, I started to see that there was a change.
No, I completely agree. And I think that there's a lot of information out there that really puts a negative outlook on the medication. But I think what people need to understand that many of us that are on it, it has been a lifesaver.
It has been a lifesaver.
Yes, side effects do come with the medication, and we will cover that later on. But also, obesity is dangerous. Mm-hmm. Having these health risks and these health issues are dangerous as well. So you kind of have to outweigh the pros and the cons and vice versa to really know what's best for you.
Yeah. I think for a lot of people who are obese and diabetic, it's like this country, the country that we're living in, sets us up for failure. Would you agree?
I agree, 100%.
I think the Food and Drug Administration kind of, I don't know, I believe the conspiracies that the government and all the conspiracies that talk about wanting us unhealthy, wanting us addicted to all kinds of food, having all kinds of health issues in order for the insurance companies to keep us, spending and for society to remain at a need for insurance, medications, this and that. So what do you think about the availability, insurance coverage, pricing?
So I think the best option when deciding to get on this medication, I believe that it should be with a healthcare provider. So you do get all paperwork needed for the medication.
Did you find it difficult for yourself to get Mounjaro?
In the beginning, no. I didn't really have an issue. I think it was very accessible. But then I feel like over the last couple of months, even the year, I think it's become a very popular weight loss drug. And I think people are getting the medication for the wrong reasons. I think, they have a wedding or they have an event and they want to, get on this trend and the weight will come off. But also I think what people need to remember is that it is effort being on the medication. One, with the cost. Two, with making sure that it's available. And three, keeping the weight off is one thing, but long term, will it stay off? But I think it has been challenging over the last couple of months. You said availability, right? So then this medication goes through doses. I know that the higher doses are a little bit harder to get. I think I've come into that. There's been a couple of, I guess you could say, seasons within my medicine journey with Mounjaro that I've had to stay on 7.5 for 4 months. Because
so they start you off at the low dosage.
2.5.
And gradually they increase it every so how often?
Depending on how your doctor wants to kind of take you. Because there are people that I know of and that I've read about that they have been on 5 mg, and that has worked amazing. And their doctor has said, hey, let's just keep you on here. Versus other people that it hasn't done anything with their blood numbers or other health factors that they have, that the doctor's like, hey, 2 weeks on this, it hasn't done anything. Let's move you up.
Have you run into shortage problems?
Yes. So going back to, there's been months that nothing has been available, or going back to a lower dose. So yeah, there has been months that nothing is available. But as we all know, that pharmacies are kind of like little drug dealers, right?
Yeah,
literally drug dealers.
real.
So one of the recommendations that I had from a friend was, hey, if CVS doesn't work, try Walgreens. If Walgreens doesn't work, try Giant. And if that Giant doesn't work, try the Giant closer to XYZ place.
There was a gap in my medication where I was literally going to 5 different places and they were all out.
Yep.
Ozempic, and this was with Ozempic. Mounjaro is said to be a little better than Ozempic, a little more expensive than Ozempic, and it works supposedly 2 or 3 parts of the brain hormone, whereas Ozempic mostly works 1 part. And I was listening to Rosie O'Donnell talk about it on her podcast, and she was loving Mounjaro. She was saying it should be available to everyone.
Okay.
It should be easily affordable, and that's just not the case. Mounjaro's expensive, and so is Ozempic. Would you be willing to pay out of pocket for Mounjaro?
Which I do.
Which you do. Explain that.
Yeah. So there are a couple different ways that you can have accessibility to these medications. So if you're diagnosed completely with diabetes, it is usually covered depending on your health insurance. However, if you're pre-diabetic or borderline, things change. Your insurance isn't covering it. However, there are coupons that you can get on, at least for me, on the Mounjaro website that can kind of help you out and aid you with some of the costs. I know the official price for Mounjaro, I think it's around close to $1,500. For myself, I pay $550 a month.
How did you get those coupons? Where did you find
on the
those?
Mounjaro website.
On the Mounjaro website.
On the Mounjaro website. But as well, it's not like you can go to a pharmacy, right, and say, hey, this is my coupon. Can I get my medication? It literally has to be with a doctor referral or prescription to the pharmacy.
So you get a heavy discount pretty much.
A heavy discount, but it can range. So I know a person that has the same insurance that I do, and they're only paying $25 a box.
Goodness.
And same insurance, kind of work in the same place, same field, and it's a whole different ballgame. I'd rather pay $25 than $550, but I know that what this medication is doing for me, for my life, and what it has done, and the habits that I have gained from being on the medication makes it all worth it.
Yeah, it makes it worth it. So how much weight have you lost? Has your A1C gone down?
Yes. So I don't know my exact A1C. I just know that my doctor, when we do the blood work, she's like, it's perfect.
Oh, good.
So that's good. Blood pressure, completely normal, stabilized. Weight loss, I am between that 38, 40 pound mark.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've lost almost 40, but you told me you were plateauing.
Yes. So this isn't a miracle
Yes, it's not.
drug. I think it has its reasonings behind it, and it helps with weight loss. But I think what people need to understand, that everyone, even if you weren't on the medication, there's people that can exercise day and night and not lose weight.
You have to do your part.
There's other people that can eat better and not work out and lose weight. Some people work out, don't eat good, and lose weight. So everyone's body is completely different.
Yeah.
I've lost weight slower,
Okay.
but I have also changed my routine at the gym. So I'm not doing just cardio, but I'm doing weight training. So with the weight training, you put more muscle on, but I am hitting that plateau like the last 2 months where I'm working out more, I'm eating better, I'm drinking almost a gallon of water, and I'm like at the same number.
So I have a question, because we're two very different people here. And I love that we are two different people, man, woman, younger, older, gym, no gym. So I don't work out. I don't like to work out, but I've lost 40
But
pounds.
it's never too late to
It's
start.
never too late, but I don't work out. I don't like to work out. But I've lost 40 pounds. Why do you work out, even if you're losing weight? Like, is there a reason?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this drug helps with bringing certain numbers down in your body, but you got to think of your heart. You got to think about your future. I have a 4-year-old that I want to be able to be active with him. I know how active I was growing up, and my parents being active with me. I've played sports my whole life, that, as an older person now, that I can still move, and I think being physically active.
You've always been athletic.
And being active still, I think, helps me stay young, but also for that future generation, my kid, that I'm also active for him.
Okay. So there is one point of, it can be a little controversial. I don't think it's out of, how do I say this? I don't want to sound vulgar, but let me just spit it out. They say it improves your sex life. Now, that's what I've been told. I don't know if you agree.
I don't see a difference. Right. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Well, I think it's this. Whenever you're losing weight and you're starting to feel better, your confidence goes up.
True.
I think that's what it is. I had a friend who privately, he's a guy, privately asked me all about Ozempic. And he was asking how to get it, how to use it, this and that. He's been using it. He's been losing weight. And he sent me an article saying all of this information about how your sex life improves. I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, I can only put it in this way, that if you're losing weight, you can move more.
You
right?
can move more.
You're more flexible.
Yes.
You can reach your toes.
Yes, I think that's what it
so
is.
I completely believe that could be
I was
a
like,
plus.
hey, friend, don't you think it's just because you're losing weight that you're maybe feeling that way? I don't know. Well, moving on to a completely different point or topic or point of, conversation that might be a little bit TMI, too much information for some, but I think we should discuss it.
But I think this is what everybody wants to know.
They want to know the truth. A lot of people who follow me, who ask me questions about Ozempic, they want to know everything. And I want to talk about it as well. And that has to do with bathroom breaks, bathroom emergencies, all of that. Without being too vulgar.
But you know,
what do you think about this?
We all poop.
Okay, we all poop.
We all poop.
We all poop.
And I think, and there's even a kid's book that my kid loves. Everybody poops. Animals poop.
Yeah.
Humans poop. Everybody poops, right? So yes, TMI, but it is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
However, I think that as you start your journey, you'll start understanding your body and what triggers your body. And I always say that using the bathroom is a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
And what this medicine is doing, it's kind of converting your body into a healthy state, that what is coming out is toxins. So the food that we're eating, and it kind of goes back to what you were saying with Welcome to America, the foods that we're eating. And let me put a pin on that. One of the things that I have learned with this medication is reading labels.
Okay.
And diving into what to buy, what not to buy. So that's also something that you learn because it's all right here, right, with this medication. But yes, bathroom emergencies. If you're thinking that you're going to lose weight and eat Chinese food, good luck. It doesn't work that way. There are certain things that you have to put, like we say in Spanish, poner de tu parte, right? To help you with this. But yes, there will be times that the medicine will make you have the runs, will make you gassy, will make you bloated, and you will be running to the bathroom and make sure that there's a bathroom nearby because it's not going to stop.
So personally speaking, I'm going to be very transparent, very, open my mouth about this. I want to be very clear and honest. You have to know that if you're going to travel, make sure you know where the bathrooms are. If you're going to do anything, know where your closest bathrooms are. If at all you feel rumblings in your stomach, be aware of it. Don't just stand there and sitting around thinking it's going to go away. You have to be aware of your body. You have to be aware of your stomach. For example, I know this is a lot of information, but when I'm doing clients, I'm a hairstylist, and I can hear my stomach rumbling, I know I'm going to have to get out of that room at one point or another. And I'm very aware of that. It's like when people who don't have gastric bypass surgeries or weight loss surgeries are not aware that weight loss surgery will dramatically change your bathroom attendance. Let's just put it that way. We are always aware that we have to be on, what is it called? Like on guard with our bowel movements. It's a very real thing. And a lot of people don't like to talk about it because it's very private, but it's, to me, very important. What I'm saying is on Mounjaro and on Ozempic, be ready to start to be aware of your bowel movements, of having to reach the nearest bathroom, because emergencies and accidents happen. And I've been told this over and over again. People who use Ozempic and Mounjaro, they sometimes, if they're not quick enough, they'll have accidents.
And and I think that it's very important to be proactive before you start any medication and know that, hey, read the side effects, know what to take when those side effects happen, because it's not just loose bowel movement. It's also that heartburn. I know there's people that have gone to the hospital thinking they're having a heart attack, but it's heartburn on these drugs. And I think that knowing what to take when you have heartburn, knowing what to take when that stomach is rumbling, knowing when to take your shot, I think is very important. That if you know you're going on vacation for a long time, maybe taking your medication a couple days prior, like 2 weeks, kind of intentionally being about when and how you're going to take your medication, so it doesn't hit you while you're on the plane, at the airport, on your vacation, on the beach.
Yeah. I think something that really isn't discussed either is differences in people's ages. How old are you?
38.
So I'm 45. I don't know if that matters or not, but I think the point I was trying to make was with the bathroom situation, for me personally, I will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? But I don't know if if it's like that with you on Mounjaro, but me personally, I'm on Ozempic. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I am very aware that right after eating, I have to, if I'm in a public place, I have to sit there for a little bit, let it digest, see how I feel. And if I have to use the restroom, I will use the restroom. If I feel I'm good enough to be on the road and travel, then I'll move. I don't know how that.
No, it's the same.
That's the same for you? And that's something that a lot of people don't know. Like, you really have to be aware of if you need to use the restroom. I mean, it's no joke for me. For me, it's no joke because I'm so aware now that I know, okay, I have to use the restroom. It's something that I want to stress because a lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah.
They just don't.
Yeah, and I think that it's something that you do have to think about before even getting on the medication.
Yeah.
Because if you have a job that
Exactly.
the president of the United States, you cannot be on this medication.
And it's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
embarrassing because for me, sometimes I'll have to say, without being, of course, I won't say I need a bathroom break, but I'll be like, oh, I'll be right back. I have to do something right. You have to be aware and just not feel bad about it because it's part of the, I think, part of the medication
But do you
side
think
effects.
that now with the longevity that you have on the medication, do you kind of know how to handle when these emergencies are going to take place? Like, do you try to eat a little bit cleaner before you have a client
good
or
question.
try not to eat before a special event?
Yeah, it's a good question because, for example, for myself, I know that if I'm going to be dealing with clients, I try to eat cleaner, less, and sometimes I'll just drink more liquids. But I know that I'm also in need of having to eat as well. The thing with me and my gastric bypasser, I have two of them. And with the Ozempic, it's a little different because regardless of what I eat and what time of day it is, if I eat, period, I know I'm going to have to use the restroom. That's me. And that's just the way it is. And I don't know if that's because of my previous weight loss surgeries or a mix of that and the Ozempic.
I think that it could be a mix of both. But I also do think that everyone is going to be different.
Yeah.
Some people can drink coffee in the morning, which is known to
Be a
make you go to the bathroom,
diuretic,
right?
yeah.
But I also do think that there are people that eat in the morning and don't go till midday, or that person that's the first thing that they do in the morning. So I think every system is very different on the regulation of when you go and when you don't.
So when you travel, you get on a plane, do you eat less?
Well, one of the side effects to the medication is hunger suppression. So you're really not hungry all the time. And I find that the first few days after the shot, I have to kind of force myself to eat. And it's not just eating anything. I think protein is a big deal with this medication. To make sure that you're not losing too much muscle, or there are other side effects if you're not getting the right nutrients to your body. I know one of the side effects is hair loss. Making sure you're taking your vitamins and things like that. But going back to what you were asking on vacation, I mean, it depends how your body's going to react, but just being super careful with what you eat prior and the beginning of your vacation.
So when it comes to weight loss and losing weight, have you felt, so there's a term for us who use Ozempic, a term called Ozempic face, where a lot of the hanging starts to form, your face starts to look saggy. Do you find that that's an issue with Mounjaro, or do you find that that's been an issue for you?
No, I don't. Does it look like my face is
No,
saying
you
it?
look good. You look good.
No, I think that I haven't heard that before. But we also do know that rapid weight loss
Yes.
isn't healthy. And I think it shows on someone's body. I think it has to be gradual, at least for me, with the amount of time that I've been on Mounjaro, my weight loss, I haven't lost 60, 100 pounds like some people have, which I have seen that they do have those kind of effects to their body, the hanging skin. But again, with me, I really can't say because I really have turned over not to just cardio with my weight loss, but also weight training.
Yeah. For me, the weight loss has been very gradual. I have a lot of female followers who inbox me questions about Ozempic because I talk about it a lot on my platforms. And they always tell me once they get started using Ozempic, how long did it take for you to lose weight? How fast did you lose? And I'm like, I don't think about it like that. It was a gradual thing that happened to me. It was something that I wasn't even thinking about. And with the Ozempic, I really, really noticed that my anxiety to eat had lessened. I was no longer snacking all the time. I was no longer desiring or thinking about food like that because I really do have a food addiction.
And I think that that's one of, I would say, a miracle that comes with this medication.
Yes.
I know we were talking about short-term, long-term
Versus
being on the
long-term.
medication. And I think that one of the things that this medicine does help you with is kind of your mindset. You know, when you're not hungry, you're really not that hungry.
You're not that hungry.
So that's also a benefit. But then that also starts programming you to eat a certain way, right? I don't know for you, but for me, I know that I have my protein shake in the morning or my egg in the morning. And then I have my mid-morning snack. And I try to be intentional with my fruit or a yogurt or nuts or something like that. Then your lunch, because you have to eat. And it's okay to snack. And I think, what is it? They say like 6 little meals a day. So that's important. But also it does change with the medicine.
With me, I don't know I know you go to restaurants as well a lot too, right? With me, I noticed, and I noticed now that I can't order like I used to. I can't order extra like appetizers, desserts. I can't do all that. And the main meal, I kind of start thinking about how big is the portion going to be? Should I share the meal with someone else? And sometimes me and my sister share a meal because we both know we can't finish that whole plate of food.
And, you know, talking about food, that is true. So you skip on the apps, right?
Yeah.
But one thing for me is that I've learned, and I'm not an alcoholic by any, like I'm not, and I've never been that big on drinking, but I've been now a whole year without drinking.
Wow.
And, you know, you always want that little drink.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm 5 years sober, so no more for me. Thank you. So let's finalize this video because I don't want to talk too much and I don't want to make it too long and boring for people. But I know that people love this information.
People want to know.
I really appreciate you sharing. A lot of women do not like to share, Melissa.
I know.
Why do you think that is?
As I've gotten older, your life changes, you go through things, and I always feel like there's someone behind you that you could help out. You know, and I think that with this medicine, it has gotten a lot of lighting onto it. And like I said, yes, there are serious side effects that can happen with this medication, but it does outweigh the health factors of obesity.
Yeah.
You know, and for some people, this has been a saving grace and it has been a miracle drug that has helped them get back on their feet. Because I know for me, I was going to the gym. I was trying to lose weight, but was it either my hormones? Was it, you know, insulin resistance, you know, that wasn't allowing me to drop the weight? You know, was it that I was eating out of control and trying to go to the gym? There's many different factors. And I think this has kind of aligned myself. And I want to say that I don't feel like I need to be on this medication forever.
Yeah.
Because I have really learned to control myself and learn habits.
But do you fear that if you stop Mounjaro, you'll regain the weight?
Yeah, that's definitely a fear of mine.
Yeah.
But I also have gone due to the shortage. I also have gone through weeks, like 2 weeks at a part without it, or sometimes where there was only one box available and I knew they would tell me, like, we're not going to get this medication for the next couple months. I would drag my medication. So I would do one pen for 2 weeks and I wouldn't have any weight gain, but I was also conscious of making sure that I'm not going to eat that second double slice of pizza. And that's the thing too, that I think that you're able to eat, but
without feeling guilty.
Without being,
I want to stay on the topic of women and their sharing or not sharing if they're on the medication. So Oprah and a whole bunch of celebrities were found out to be that they were using weight loss medications like Ozempic and Mounjaro. People were making a big deal of it because Oprah was pushing Weight Watchers for so long. She was a representative for Weight Watchers, and she finally admitted to using Ozempic or weight loss assistance. I think, just like you said, I think women should be honest and sharing that they're using weight loss assistance. Do you think women should be honest, or should they have their autonomy, or privacy with not sharing?
No, I think it's always good to be transparent. Again, what's helped me can help someone else. But also I've had people like, oh my gosh, you've lost a little bit of weight. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you using?
I'm on Mounjaro. And
so you'll freely tell them.
Yeah, I'm on Mounjaro. And sometimes they're like, oh, you're diabetic. Like, no, I was pre-diabetic, almost pre-diabetic, but I needed it. And
why do you think so many women don't want to share?
I don't know. I think that's, they don't want their friends to know, or they don't want to be looked a certain way.
I think the real reason is they don't want to be portrayed as being failures or trying to use something instead of doing, because there's the stigma of, oh, do it the right way. Go work out. Be on healthy diet, eating vegetables all the time. Some people have a stigma that if you're using weight loss drugs, then you're being lazy. What do you think?
Well, I have had friends that send me like these articles on, you could do it.
Yes.
You can do it this way, or this is what this drug can do to you.
Many people have told me, including some family members, you could do it the right way instead of cheating. Instead of cheating and inyectándote every 2 seconds. And I'm like, mind your business. This is working for me. And I don't feel guilt for using it.
Yeah, and it's part of you. It's part of and only you can make the best decision for yourself. And at least for me, this is what I've done. It's a tool.
When you think about it, it's a tool.
It's almost like when people down therapy. Everyone needs therapy. Everyone can talk to somebody. Yes. So it's like the same thing with this. This is what I'm using. This is what's helping me. Thank you for noticing that I've lost a couple of pounds, and you can lose a couple of pounds too if you got on it.
And it's like what Oprah said. If you want to struggle by just doing your exercising, dieting, and feeling hunger all the time, then do it. But if it's helping me and it's working for me, I'm not going to feel bad about it. So with that, thank you so much, Melissa, for being here.
Of course.
And sharing.
But wait, do you have any recommendations for our viewers or someone that will see this later on about, if there's one thing that you can recommend, what would it be?
I would say for recommendations, I want you to really think about if you need it. I don't want women with eating disorders, bulimia, body dysmorphia using this medications just to try to lose weight. I say that if you are pre-diabetic, overweight, obese, or do have diabetes, then use it. I don't want you using it for the wrong reasons, because it could be a very dangerous drug as well. It could lead to death for people who don't have weight issues and are just trying to lose 10 or 15 pounds. And they're over there trying to starve themselves and use Ozempic. Don't do it. Don't do it for those reasons. Also, I would try to get it the right way. Don't get it at some clinic down the street. Don't get it from your sister. Don't get it from your friend. Get it the right way, because it's a dangerous drug if you're not using it the right way. You have to start off with low dosages.
Yeah, and
build
there's
up.
levels to it. And then also let's let them know that if they are on Ozempic or Mounjaro, let's come together and you can write your suggestions.
Write us suggestions, comments.
What's been working for you?
What's been working for you? Any suggestions with people who do use Ozempic or Mounjaro? What would you suggest? What would be your one thing that you would like to tell people?
Don't think to get on it too much.
What do you mean?
I think that
for long term.
No. I think that people that their doctor has said, this is available to you. I think this would work, because I was that one person that my doctor kept on saying it every visit. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. But in the back of my mind, I was like, the side effects, or this is what I've heard. I don't want to get on a medication. And people think that being on medication is a bad thing. Mm-hmm. I think that if your doctor is prescribing it, do your own research, look around. There's Facebook groups, and do it.
Right.
It is life-changing.
Don't feel peer pressured.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. This was an excellent conversation. And I really don't get to speak to women, especially, about this topic, because a lot of them don't want to talk about it. So thank you so much. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Beauty by Jorge, on Facebook, Jorge's Mundo World. And we will see you guys. Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, good. Hold on. Wait.